What is up, horror fans? Welcome back to a new video on the channel. Today we're gonna be talking about a South Korean horror thriller called Noise. This movie has been making waves for its unique concept. Instead of using cheap jump scares and scary visuals, this movie heavily relies on sound. And honestly, that idea hooked me right away. Think about how many times you've been alone at night, heard some kind of noise, and it made your stomach drop. That is the exact fear Noise wants to tap into. But there's only one thing: while the concept is really clever, in my opinion it didn't quite live up to the expectation. There are definitely moments that impressed me about the movie, but there were just too many that left me disappointed. So in the end I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. So let's break down what I did like about the movie, what I did not like about the movie, and whether you should put it on your horror movie watch list. Let's get straight into it. So let's start off with the basics. The movie follows Ju Young, a young woman with partial hearing impairment who moves into an old apartment complex with her younger sister. After a short time, her sister disappears, and from that point on she starts hearing these strange noises throughout the apartment complex. Some sound like fighting neighbors, distorted whispers, but some don't even sound human at all. As she searches for her sister, Ju Young gets pulled deeper into the creepy atmosphere of the building. The walls seem to breathe, the neighbors are acting suspicious, and every sound becomes a potential clue or threat. The big question throughout the movie is, are all these noises a result from stress or paranoia, or is there genuinely something paranormal going on inside the building? The climax tries to connect all these little pieces together: the sister's disappearance, Ju Young's disability, and the creepy history of the building. The real question is, does it all work out? So let's get straight into that. Okay, let's start off by listing the things I think Noise did really well. I think the concept is very original. Making Noise itself the central horror element is a very clever idea in my opinion. Most horror movies these days lean on cheap jump scares or scary visuals, but here the terror is all about the sound of the movie. And honestly, I think that's a very refreshing change. Second of all, the atmosphere and the design. This is easily the movie's strongest point in my opinion. The way the film uses muffled audio, distorted echoes, and unsettling background noises makes you feel tense throughout the entire movie, and at sometimes it even can feel a little suffocating. Third of all, the gore in the movie. When this movie gets brutal, it really commits. There are a couple shocking gory moments that definitely deliver the visceral punch all the horror fans crave. There's definitely no shortage of blood, everything looks fairly real, so on the gore and makeup department everything is very well done. And finally, the lead performance. Ju Young's character feels really grounded, also adding the really as a unique perspective, and you really feel her desperation as the story unravels. Now for the things I thought didn't work and the reason why I gave it a 5 out of 10. First of all, the pacing of the movie and the climax. The movie builds tension for a very long time, and when it finally gets to the climax, it was very underwhelming in my opinion. This is one of those movies where you're just waiting for the final big payoff, but it just never actually happens. One of the things that left me really disappointed at the end. I kept expecting like this brutal ending, big scene, but it was still kind of mellow and it just took away all the fun. It was just very disappointed because the build-up was so long and I was just waiting for that, that punch, but I was just left waiting for nothing. Second of all, I thought the story was also quite confusing. There were too many threads just pulling in different directions. Supernatural horror, psychological drama, family drama, commentary on urban living, all happening at once. I think none of them are tied together cleanly, which just caused a lot of confusion for the viewer. So by the end of the movie, you're left more confused than actually scared. The third problem I had with the movie is that it wasn't actually scary at all. Was it creepy? Yeah. Unsettling? Sure. But actually terrifying, in my opinion, not even close. The sound design really sets the mood, but it never ever really pushes through, which I think is a real shame. And finally, the tropes and predictability. The haunted apartment, missing sibling, and paranoid protagonist. These are things we've all seen before in the movie. Apart from the originality in the sound design, this is basically the movie we've all already seen. It really feels recycled in that way. So yeah, that were the things that I really didn't like about this movie. If you've seen movies like Hush, The Babadook, you'd know how sound can be used effectively to create tension and fear. This movie wants to be in that conversation and almost gets there, but because of the weak story and payoff, it just falls short. That said, for a debut feature from the director Kim Soo-jin, there is definitely potential here. You can see flashes of a very creative voice in horror, even though the film didn't quite stuck the landing. So bottom line, I gave this movie a 5 out of 10. It is definitely worth a watch if you're into experimental sound design and atmospheric horror movies. But if you're looking for a movie that will actually scare you and leave you with a satisfying story, this movie probably won't be the one for you. But I would still keep an eye out for the director. The ideas are there, but the execution still quite isn't. Be sure to let me know what you thought. Have you seen Noise, and if so, did you think the sound design made up for the weak story, or did it fall flat for you as well? So that is my take on the 2025 movie Noise. A film with a great concept but kind of a weak payoff in my opinion. But what did you guys think? Did the sound design creep you out, or did it just fall flat for you as well? Be sure to let me know your guys' rating in the comments down below. And if you guys enjoyed this review, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I do reviews and rankings every week. Until next time, and I hope to see you guys in another video. Bye bye.